Today on Bench Briefs, we're looking at a recent Supreme Court of Canada decision that raises important questions about police conduct and the limits of criminal liability. The case is Edmonton Police Service v. McKee, decided in June 2026. This case dives into the tricky territory of how evidence is gathered and how the law protects or challenges individual rights during a criminal investigation. So, what happened here? The Edmonton Police Service was investigating a situation that led to criminal charges against an individual named McKee. While the details of the alleged offense are complex, the heart of the dispute revolves around how the police conducted their investigation and what evidence they collected. McKee argued that some of the police actions were improper, which in turn affected the legality of the evidence used against him. This challenge made its way up through the courts and ultimately landed before the Supreme Court. At its core, this case is about the balance between effective law enforcement and protecting individual rights. The police have a duty to investigate crimes thoroughly, but they must also operate within legal boundaries. If they cross those lines, the evidence they collect may be thrown out, affecting the fairness of the trial. McKee's case forced the court to examine whether the police conduct during the investigation was lawful and whether the evidence obtained could be admitted in court. There were three main legal issues the Supreme Court had to decide. First, the court looked at the admissibility of certain pieces of evidence. Was the evidence collected in a way that respected McKee's rights and complied with legal standards? Second, the court assessed the legality of the police conduct itself. Did the officers follow proper procedures or did they overstep their authority? And third, the court considered the proper legal test for determining McKee's criminal liability under the relevant statutes, meaning how the law applies to his specific actions. Understanding how these questions were answered is key to grasping the significance of this case. The admissibility of evidence is a cornerstone of criminal law. If evidence is gathered unlawfully, it can be excluded to protect the integrity of the justice system. But excluding evidence can also mean that crimes go unpunished. The Supreme Court had to carefully weigh these competing interests. In this decision, the court reaffirmed that police must operate within the boundaries set by law, especially when it comes to respecting individuals' rights during investigations. The court clarified the standards for assessing police conduct, emphasizing that any evidence obtained through unlawful means risks being excluded. This sends a clear message to law enforcement agencies across Canada. Respecting legal procedures isn't just a formality, it's essential to upholding justice. Moreover, the court's analysis of the legal standards for criminal liability helps to sharpen the framework for future cases. It provides guidance on how courts should evaluate whether an individual's actions meet the threshold for criminal responsibility, considering both the facts and the applicable laws. This ensures consistency and fairness in how criminal charges are assessed. Why does this case matter beyond the courtroom? For one, it highlights the ongoing importance of safeguarding rights in the criminal justice system. Police powers are necessary to maintain public safety, but unchecked authority can lead to abuses and wrongful convictions. By setting clear limits on police conduct, the Supreme Court helps maintain public confidence in the justice system. Additionally, this decision will influence how police services train their officers and conduct investigations. It serves as a reminder that procedural fairness isn't just an abstract principle. It has real consequences for evidence, trials, and ultimately for whether justice is served. For individuals facing criminal charges, the case underscores the critical role of legal protections. It shows that courts will scrutinize police actions, ensuring that the rights of the accused are respected. This balance between law enforcement and individual rights is fundamental to a fair and democratic society. In sum, Edmonton Police Service versus McKee is a landmark ruling that clarifies the boundaries of police conduct and the treatment of evidence in criminal cases. It reinforces the principle that justice must be pursued within the rule of law, protecting both society and the rights of individuals. Thank you for listening to this episode of Bench Briefs. Be sure to join us next time as we break down more important legal decisions shaping Canada's justice landscape. Until then, take care and stay informed.